here's our setup. So we've got 12 moving washes up here, and there's 6 Inno Spot Pros, 6 Inno Spot Pros down here, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 blinders. Okay, so here is our rig rundown because everybody wanted to know how this works. We got a laptop over here. We have an APC20 and an APC40, and that's all connected up to this. We're using Martin MPC, using MPC Tools to connect to it. So here's our color palettes. We can touch screen it. Everything turns red. Below it we have half rig colors, so we can create color combinations on the fly. So say you want blue with cyan. Below that we have just the Inno Spot Pro colors, par colors. We have fades for all the pars, so it'll just slowly go to the different colors. And then below that we have bumps. So our controller down here has white bumps, different colored bumps for the pars. And then these are all different effects and whatnot. Blinder fade, which is like a crowd blinder effect. Fan blackout, which goes from side to side on the rig. Chaos bump, we call it, which does this. Inno random strobe. And then down here we have color palettes that are already created because I'm colorblind. So I need to see color combinations that work so I can just pick it quickly and we know that these look good together. So top row is all the brightest colors, middle rows medium brightness, and then everything down here are all dark colors. Over here we have different effects for our intensities, so like Inno twinkle, and then that effect is controlled down here on this fader. So you can see it speeds up, or you can get it slow. So it allows you to grab them really quickly. So these are all different versions of that, Inno twinkle as I call it. And then color effects up and down, which would basically just jump all of the color wheels up one color. Below that we have par twinkle, which is the same thing. Okay, below that we have our moving effects. So these are just different versions of moving effects. And then the same thing for Inno effects. And all of these are controlled with the faders. Here's Inno speed, here's par speed. So you'll see the Inno's moving, and you can speed them up if you want to, or you can speed up the pars if you want to. Basically, effect speed, intensity speed, effect speed, intensity speed. So that way everything's right at my fingertips. When a song slows down, I can grab all of these at once and bring them down. Okay, and then below that are just positions. So we have everything up front, which is great when you're running effects. And I have a lot of variations that I don't have in this list right now, and I swap them out every so often. These are just basic positions here. These are basically brakes for pan and tilt. These basically will bring in, if you have like a wide movement, you can actually take and you can make that movement smaller by bringing these up. So you can take pan, for instance, if you don't want it to pan, then you just bring up that fader, and now your movement's just straight up and down. Vice versa, if you don't want it to tilt, then you bring up the tilt fader. And so now you got a bunch of variations of effects running at your fingertips, so on the fly you can kind of create a variation, and you can make a lot more movements without having a ton of different effects built in. And over here I have the same thing for the moving washes. These are the effects tilt brakes. And these are nice when you go to a breakdown in the song and you want everything to stop right into your position. You just throw these up and you throw those up, and then as a build-up's coming up, you can actually start to bring these down and then black out, drop them all down, bring all those in. Some other things over here, we just have gobos that are all listed down here so that we can go through those. Up here we have prism, on and off, color wheel, so you can fly through your color wheel. and the knob controls how fast. Gobo, same thing, control how fast you fly through it. Gobo spin. We have color bumps down here, so you can hit it to the beat of the music if you want to, or if you just want to hold it down and create a bigger drop. Gobo bump, same thing. Gobo spin, same thing. It's a bump. Prism on and off. I use this for programming section, so this is all laid out so that I can control all the different parameters with an MPC to create my movements and different things like that. And that brings us over to this thing. Now this bottom button is blackout. Everything blacks out. Each of these rows, these are different fixture groups. So we have Innos, Pars, Truss warmers, and then over here we have blinders. Above that, it's the exact same thing, but with a strobe. So we can hit them, and we can do variations between the rows to create these different effects. Same thing, strobe. Same thing, strobe. Up here we have different things. We have like odds and evens, so we can just jump back and forth with all the fixtures. When you tap the blackout, it shuts that off, so you can just kind of tap it really quickly and it shuts it off. Next to that is just basically flashes, odds, evens for the power cans. And next to that one, these two here. Next to that one, we have it for the Innos. In the top corner, this is a tap to change things on beat. So now I can stop tapping and it will continue to stay on that tempo. Again, blackout cancels it out. This button here creates a color effect across all the powers. This here is for build-up. Basically, you can hold that down, and while I'm holding that down, there's a fade right here. And as I bring it up, it'll speed up the effect across the powers, so I can create a build-up, black out the Innos, and then when the song drops, I can actually throw down all my pan and tilts, and then bring up movement speed, change the Innos to white or whatnot, and then I can jump into a drop with strobing. That's an effect across the truss warmers. I don't use it a lot, so, but it's there if I want it. I think that is it. And of course I use the touch screen a lot. And over here are kind of things that I need to access a lot, which you have like focus. When I get to a venue, I just need to go in and adjust that focus and let it run. And then for fog machine, fog setup, I wasn't using those today, but we have geysers and things that we use. We weren't using those. Inno stop. Oh, these are all my stop buttons for effects too. So as soon as like if I want everything to just stop really quickly for a split second and hold it down, as soon as I let it go, all the effects start going again. And so I have Inno stop, power stop. So, and then both stop. I think that's it. And there's lots of cues in here, and there's gonna be a whole long video if I went through all my programming for this stuff. But if you guys have any questions, leave them down below, and hopefully we get some more gig logs up here for you guys shortly.